Hi there, this is Fixed It. This is a money saving tip. This is white shoe polish, and after a few years it kind of goes like this, and trying to use it is impossible. But here's a tip to get it back to how you want it. Basically take it to your stove and either use, if you happen to have one of these heat transfer devices or a small frying pan, what you want to do is to put that in the middle. Then turn on your gas, on for a few seconds, and then turn it to its lowest setting. And what we're watching for is the wax beginning to melt. And once it starts to melt a bit, turn the heat off. And what you don't want to do is to get them all to evaporate, or you'll just end up with rubbish. And what will happen after a few minutes is the majority of the wax will be hot underneath, and then suddenly it'll go solid again. And once it begins to solidify, what you're going to do is to turn the heat on again, on high for a few seconds, and then turn it off. So what you're trying to do is to encourage all the wax to melt in a uniform way. As you can see by the gaps around, it's actually working quite well. And you want to give it enough temperature to do that. Most wax melts at between 70 and 80 degrees. As you can see, that's melting nicely. Now there's a couple of things you can do. One is obviously you can melt this down a little bit so it's a series of lumps, and then just leave it so it's all stuck together. But if you try and get it reasonably level, it'll make it easier for you to use it on the brush, because if you have a big lump you'll just be banging into it all the time. And as you can see, the colour's beginning to change, it's beginning to go white, and there's a bumblebee flying around. Actually not a bumblebee, it's a big blue bottle blowfly. Okay, so that's beginning to set, so I'll put some more heat on it again. And as I said, the reason why you're doing it in sections is so you don't just evaporate all the petroleum and paraffin out of the wax. Okay, turn it off again. You don't want it to set on fire, which it will do if it gets really hot. So you have to be careful doing this, and it's best to just do it patiently, a little bit at a time. As you can see, the majority of it is now melted and almost completely underneath the surface. So let's see if I can just get that big one to submerge itself. You will notice the smell of burning paraffin as you do this, because generally they use paraffin wax. And off we go. As I say, there's still that piece that's kind of like an iceberg. Okay, that's virtually all melted, and the big piece that looks like it's sticking up is actually just underneath the surface. So what I plan to do now is I'll just leave this to cool, don't go near it, and then you'll end up with a virtually new tin of polish. So there we have it. It looks like a new tin. There's a little bit of a lump, which was the kind of iceberg in the middle. That's basically a new tin of polish that you can use without having to go out and buy a new one. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out my other money saving tips and other amazing videos. There's nearly 500 to choose from. And if this saves you time and money, please consider doing a super thanks, which is the heart below. Thanks for watching. Bye.